Hi, welcome to Sanctuary with Alice. I'm Alice. You've been watching this channel for some time. And if you're new, we're going to be going over common mistakes in yoga. For this new playlist, I'm going to be going over individual poses for the next few videos so you'll see where you're making a mistake and why parts of your body's hurt. But today we're going to talk about 3 common mistakes and 3 different poses. So let's get started. Pose number 1 is child's pose. Now, a lot of people think that in child's pose, it's the easiest pose, it's a resting pose, and there's no way that you can get injured or you can have any pain because it's just simply sitting on your heels and coming to the mat, meaning your chest is on the floor, on the mat, and your hands are forward. Okay, well, guess what? Not a lot of us put our knees wide, okay? The first thing that we kind of do this, where we're just like, hey, hanging out, our chest is on our thighs. Actually, it's supposed to be on the mat. So the reason that we open up these knees is so we put more pressure, less pressure on the legs, on the thighs, and more distributed weight. And the chest, when it goes on the mat, you kind of have less pain going on to the knees, because guess what? If you're gonna go like this, you might put too much pressure with your chest against your knees. So common mistakes: knees are too close. We're gonna open them up. A lot of people just kind of flop. You want to imagine you're like a animal. You're crawling. Go easy, okay? Now, chest is on the mat, forehead is on the mat. What's also important is that the heels, the toes, are touching. So you gotta touch these toes. Okay, you're forming a triangle, and the heels are on your sit bones. They're kind of on your hamstring. They're massaging your hamstring. So you may think that this is not comfortable. You could put a blanket on top of your heels or a pillow to bolster your body. And so again, these heels are on the hamstring, on your seat bones. And when you move forward, they're gonna move forward, so you're gonna be about here, still in your hamstring. And you wanna hang out here. Now, if we have hip issues, we may lean to one side than the other. And again, that's gonna create maybe some cramps in the hips. So try to stay centered here. Be conscious your toes are touching and hang out here, okay? So that's pose number 1, is child's pose. Pose number 2, another common mistakes, is in tabletop. So in tabletop, a lot of people that I teach, they do one of these. They're too forward or too back. Tabletop. A table has 4 legs, 90-degree angle. So then you have to ask yourself, am I in a table? Then there's a couple of mistakes people make here. Number 1, they're not 90 degrees. Then they're too forward, too back. That puts strains on the wrist. Also, their fingers, their hands are raised. You want to be flat. You want to have your hands like this, flat on the mat. No pyramids with your fingers, okay? A lot of people do pyramids. So what ends up happening is you're bending. Now, that leads to my next problem. You want to have the eyes of the elbows forward, like that. A lot of yoga, every yoga foundation, we gotta have it. Shoulders over the wrists. Rotate, do this rotation. When you rotate, my shoulder blades kiss. Okay, we're doing this, so they're kissing the shoulder blades. Or trying to touch. So you want to rotate forward so you can lock things in. Even if you do down dog or tabletop, you're in the same pose. And that's important because you protect your shoulders, you protect your wrists, everything else. Now, you've seen these videos where people, when they raise the left leg and the right, now depending what kind of injuries we have, we end up shifting. We end up doing like a weird thing where we open up our hip or we wobble. First of all, core engagement, tighten the core so you don't wobble. I can do this with my eyes closed. Why? Because I'm engaging the core, okay? Now, we never shift our hips. We don't wobble. Another thing is, imagine your fists are between your knees, okay? Knees hip width distance apart. For a reason we say that. Because you want to tabletop, okay? You're not doing this. You're always doing this, okay? And then when you engage your core, you can easily do this. Now, another thing is, I have injury in my left wrist, so naturally I'm gonna tend to do this in all these poses. I'm gonna kind of go like this because it's too much pressure. So notice your limitations, and whenever you're going into poses, be intentional, okay? So you don't hurt yourself. And if we have things going on with our hips, our feet tend to rotate. That means our glutes are weak. So take a look at this. I'm going to do it from this way. So when I'm here, I want to have toes pointed down. Raised, not like this, not like that. Toes pointed down. So I engage the glute. Okay? Same thing even on this side. Toes pointed down. Engage the glute. The minute that we bend our knees is another problem. We don't engage the glute. It's always straight leg up. Make sure your feet are down like this. So that's the second pose where a lot of people make mistakes. Now we're going to do the third pose. Feet. So whenever you're doing any pose, like chair pose, for example, anything, sometimes people move one knee forward or their toes are crunched like this. You want your toes, everything, spread your toes. Again, fists between your toes, feet hip distance apart. And when you're grounded, only then you do the pose, okay? Knees, imagine there's a ruler and I'm twisting from my chest, okay? So we're gonna go over a lot of these common mistakes. I'm gonna do individual poses so you get a clear instruction, and maybe that's gonna help you with the body aches that you have when you're doing yoga. And please, if you found this video helpful, subscribe, you know where the button is, and share this video. I greatly appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.